Welcome to Code Sprint C. Congrats on finishing up Code Sprint B. Your final projects already started rolling in. I'll be checking them out this week. I'm excited to see what you made. And as we're leaving Code Sprint B and heading into Code Sprint C, I just kind of want to emphasize the skills that you picked up in B. So you learned how to work with an API. You learned what asynchronous programming was, which is really a fundamental piece of application programming, is being able to interact with other services in an asynchronous manner. And then you learned how to work with a database. So we used Cloud Firestore, which is a nice service for making it easy for us to do database logic with a lot of features. But the things that you learned there will also serve you if you decide to, in the future, change databases from Cloud Firestore to something like Mongo or to an SQL database. So those skills will be transferable. So as we're shifting into Code Sprint C, we're doing a new topic. So and I'm actually kind of changing. Initially, Code Sprint C was going to be all server-side programming, but I'm shifting it a little bit. So we're going to wrap up in weeks 1 and 2 with the login system of the movie rating app. So you'll learn how to create accounts for users and store separate data for each user in your application and secure it so that only that user can access their data. So with that, you'll have kind of built up your minimum viable product of that movie rating app. And then we're going to start talking about a couple of different places where JavaScript also exists out in the world. So we're going to talk about back-end programming, so that's server-side programming with Node. We're going to talk about building desktop applications with those web skills and building mobile applications with those web skills. So there are a couple of different wrappers that you can use to put around your web code to make it a desktop application that someone can install, or a mobile application that can go on to the App Store. So that's the plan. Weeks 1 and 2, we're going to wrap up the movie rating app. 3, 4, 5, we're going to dive into these other places where you can take JavaScript. And then you'll be working on a final project in this class, like with Code Sprint B and Code Sprint C, except it's going to be a little bit more open-ended because we're kind of doing a survey of different topics. You're going to have an option of which route you want to go for your final project, and you can take your Code Sprint A project forward, you can take your Code Sprint B project forward, whichever one you want. Okay, enough intro. Let me show you this week's material. So start at the overview page. That's where this video is, and links to the various assignments for this week. You have a video on writing modular code with custom React hooks. This was extra credit in Code Sprint B, and now it's a requirement in Code Sprint C. So if you did it for extra credit in Code Sprint B, just turn in that same work for Code Sprint C, and you'll be all good. And then we're going to build the first part of the movie rating app. So we're going to build the login page together. So you'll be able to have someone log in with their Google account by clicking a login button, and then they'll be able to log out. And then next week, we'll finish that off with starting to move the data into a spot in the database for each user. And then you'll also be giving each other feedback for participation this week in teams. So final projects are wrapped up. Everyone will have posted their links to their deploys inside of Teams. So you're just going to be going back through there, giving to your peers feedback. Okay, so I will see some of you on Friday. Take care.